Boom! What's up, people? What's up, people? Let's go. Let's go. I see people in the chat talking about 0.9.6. What? What? There is not a 0.9.6. I think people might be talking about Foundry had an update. Although, in my opinion, the Foundry update should be 0.9.5.1. But I see where they're going. I see where they're going. But maybe it caused some confusion. So there is the next update for DC20 is .10. So don't worry there. Funny stuff. Funny stuff. But we're gonna get into. I feel like I wanna share some stuff. I feel like I want to share some stuff. I didn't tease that I was gonna share some stuff. Semantic numbering, I think it's called. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look. Oh man, I don't know what it's called. I'm gonna have to look. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about maybe I have it somewhere. No, it would not be worth me diving through where I wrote that down. But anyway, I feel like I'm going to reveal a little .10 stuff. I'm feeling I didn't tease that I was, but I might as well. I feel like it's appropriate. You know what I'm saying? We're about to do the Kickstarter update, first of the month Kickstarter update, and why not? Why not? So I'm gonna tease a little update, and then I'll let you know how the YouTuber playtest went today. We filmed it today, so it's being edited right now. So probably next week we'll release the character creation, and the week after that I'll release the actual play, live play. But yeah, I played with D&D Shorts, D4 Deep Dive, Trent Monk, and Mr. Rex. We just played today. Had a freaking blast. It was awesome. No, I did not get a haircut. I just combed my hair before because it's a little wild. So I do need a haircut still. And I'm getting a haircut. I'm not waiting till .10. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate your time, Taoist. But before I go, I see. Wait. We have. Oh, and then Dan Freeman. Welcome to the team. Well, I gotta get caught up on some chats here. Steve Anthony has a super chat. Appreciate you, Steve. Hey, a DC and other GMs. For those of you who run VTTs, do you have an issue with anxiety versus excitement prior to your sessions with virtual friends? Interesting. Now, are you talking about people? Interesting, Steve. Are you talking about people that you have never played with, and it's like a one shot, and you're jumping on for a one shot? Because I do that all the time. I have I play one shots with patrons. And I've done some other playtest types of things, and with people I've never played with before, YouTubers I've never played with before, lots of stuff like that as far as virtual goes. But honestly, anxiety and excitement, there is a blurry area there. If you're excited about something, that means it means something to you. So being nervous is a normal thing. And if anything, my advice to you would be to harness those nerves and focus them, instead of letting them get the best of you or just spinning out of control. Same advice I gave whenever I was coaching. Whenever you're nervous before a meet, before an event, before a game, focus it in there and channel that excitement. That's excitement. That's adrenaline. Channel that and use that. You know what I'm saying? Pump it into your voices and stuff. But what I would say is have some sort of icebreaker. Usually helps for me, is to give some sort of like, all right, guys, this is what I want to do. Give me if I'm talking to with people, I'm like, hey, let me know what you know about DC20. How much do you know about DC20 on a rating 1 to 10? And tell me how long you've been playing TTRPGs. Like, those are just the two I do. It could literally be anything, just to get people talking about something that's probably shared amongst the group. And then maybe you want to throw in there, if you want to make it more personal, like, and what's your favorite food? And then just the kind of get to know you icebreaker thing. Do that before, and that will shed a lot of those nerves out of the and be like, hey, now let's get started. You know. So that's my 2 cents for you, Steve. But hey, that was a little flashback to the good old GM tip live streams. Joanne, what's up, Joe? My wife has gotten a dragon and Axolotl from Dragon Boy. You have made an addict out of her and her friends. Let's go. That's crazy that you have that you're interested in the Dragon Boy with and the Dragon Boy. Oh wait. Joanne, what do you think about this? Dragon Boy sent me this. Check it out. Dragonboy.com is the link. Go to dragonboy.com. He's brilliant for getting that address. He sent a purple and red, the channel colors, purple, red, and black. He sent a purple and red dragon with it's huge. It's freaking huge. And he made this custom, which, and then he's like starting to add it to the site. And I was like, it was a hit for me. I'm ordering one for my one of my son's friends has a birthday coming up, and you can do custom colors and stuff. Lots of really cool stuff there. So super cool that he did this, just as a thank you, for everything that was going down. So that's super exciting. That's awesome, Joe. Onyx, what's up, Onyx Studios? Question: what is the usage for the DC20 logo like for a Foundry VTT monster generator module for DC20, and using the logo for the actual monster generator pop up for the title of the monster generator? Interesting. That is a great question. And in general, I'll say this: how it worked in D&D. I'll tell you my experience from being on the other end of that. You cannot, if you're making something for Dungeons and Dragons, you cannot use their logo. Technically, you can't even use their logo in a thumbnail on YouTube, just for the record. So anybody that's using the thumbnail, that's potentially something they can act on or whatever. The chances of that happening, right? But there's no way that I could publish a piece of content and have that logo on there. That would be wild, right? So you would have to do something where it's like compatible with DC20, and you'd have to like just say DC20 or something like that. That is the default if you follow industry standard. I don't have something like set up like that, and it's not like I'm gonna freaking crash down on people that are like, oh, how dare you make DC20 content. If anyone's proven that they are very open and accepting of people making stuff for their own game, it's me. I think I'm not crazy when I say this. There's lots of things I think I'm leading the way as far as that goes, with all the different things that I have in place for creators to make stuff for DC20. So don't sweat it too much right now, and I'll come up with a way of how to do that. But right now, it would just say DC20, and then I'm gonna Pinkertons check. I would say make your stuff, and then we'll cross that road. I don't even think I've talked to Bailey at Foundry about that stuff yet. So heck yeah. And then Zack. Zack. We leave the holy land of Ish with Saint Camerabear. We find ourselves stuck in the land of the great mud. As creature of shadow and ink come to rise out of the ground, now we must find a way through and stop. Kathakik onse unst. It might sound like I get possessed whenever I say the name of this penguin monster, but that's its name as best as I can pronounce it quickly. A shadow and ink rise out of the ground, like shadowy, inky tentacles. That's our next encounter, combat encounter. Let's go. Combat challenge. Let's go. Oh, that's funny. So now let's get to it. Let people kind of gather up, and now here is a sneak peek of .10. Right, here's a sneak peek of .10. I'm going to throw down two things that are going to be in 0.10. One of them is a foundational change to the game revolving multiple check penalty. I think you're going to love it. And two is a spell casting teaser, not just for spell casting spells, but the literal spell casting focus. Dare I say, the spark and the start of where the spell comes from, the hands of the caster holding the thing to do the thing. We're talking spell focuses, right? So right now, right here today, I'm going to talk about new multiple check penalty and spell focuses. So wild, buckle up. I haven't even told my devs that I'm telling you guys this, so I'm off the rails. I'm off the rails, people. So here we go. Phrasing. Spell focuses. What did I say? I don't even know what I said. Maybe I said something weird. Anyway, so Admiral Rum's gonna go tell my dev team. So first thing, multiple check penalty, right? Multiple check penalty. Two problems that currently exist in DC20 that are both fixed. Literally two birds with one stone. I'm running this right now in my game. I've been running it at my home table. It already feels so much better as far as multiple check penalty goes. So this is the two problems, and then I'll tell you what the thing is. So, foci? We're going to call them focus and focuses. That's what we're going to call them for right now. If there's like some sort of terrible nomenclature there, we'll be receptive for the feedback. But we're calling them a focus, a spell focus, and spell focuses. There you go. foci and foci or foci or all that kind of stuff. We're gonna maybe go against the grain here, but I think a spell focus is a bit, you know what I'm saying? Foci sounds cool. So we'll cross that road. Again, mechanically, it's going to be what it is. So react on the mechanically, right? And then if we have this huge uprising in the DC20 community and y'all want foci, then or foci or foci, yeah. If y'all want foci, then we'll absolutely go to that. It's not like some sort of crazy thing. But anyway, multiple check penalty. Multiple check penalty, right? And also, if we have any super chats right now, I'll come back to those once I'm done with this little presentation here. So, multiple check penalty. The two problems. Problem number one is 1 second. Okay, cool. Problem number one is spellcasters and marshals are not equally balanced when it comes to how punishing multiple check penalty is for spellcasters. It is more punishing for spellcasters than it is for marshals. Here's why. Spellcasters make a spell check. And as soon as they cast one spell, doesn't matter what kind of spell it is, as soon as they cast one spell, the next spell, multiple check penalty comes down on them, right? Okay. Marshals, on the other hand, they make an attack check, and marshals have something else. Let's see if the chat here knows what I'm talking about, or you watching right now later can think about what I'm talking about. What else does a marshal have that they can do after they make an attack check? What else could they maybe do that's still pretty beneficial to be able to keep going, right? To be able to do something else. Oh my gosh, we have two correct answers here. One, grappling. Any sort of grappling or grabbing, throwing, lifting, restraining, like wrestle, any sort of thing like that. That's huge. Like you can do that. That is something else you can do that does not trigger the multiple check penalty because you have this other thing. Like you have a martial check you can make. You have an athletics check you can make. All that kind of stuff, right? So that's pretty huge that you can go do that. Also, you have dual wielding. Dual wielding in general, as soon as you're wielding two weapons, you can make an attack check and an attack check. Oh my gosh, right? So anyway, now you can also wield a two-hander and hit real hard. You get the idea, right? So that's one thing, right? Now, not necessarily a technique. Some techniques, I guess you could have like intimidation checks to be able to taunt and stuff, but spellcasters could do an intimidation action as well. Not a technique, but you get the idea. So that's one issue. That's one issue that overly punishes spellcasters compared to marshals. Second thing, number two, there is an too much incentivization, if that's a word. There's too much incentive for Gish characters. Gish is, for those that aren't familiar with that term in TTRPGs, Gish is like a hybrid character of both martial and spellcaster together, like a spellblade type thing, but not necessarily a spellblade. You can take talents and other stuff. But a wizard is possibly incentivized to shoot a firebolt and then shoot a bow. You know what I'm saying? To be able to fire an arrow or a crossbow and shoot a firebolt, right? And because they shoot a firebolt and it's an attack with a spell and it deals damage, but then they shoot their crossbow, which doesn't trigger the multiple check penalty, and they can still shoot and deal damage, right? So that's kind of the issue currently is a champion might be incentivized to dip into spellcaster so that they can swing their sword and shoot a firebolt and not have any sort of check penalties. And I don't want to incentivize people to force themselves like they have to do this thing to be optimal to avoid multiple check penalties. That feels weird and forced. Like I don't want to carry my wizard doesn't want to carry a bow around. You know what I'm saying? So here's the solution. Now, how this works is the multiple check penalty is coding attacks together. So there is a spell attack and there is an attack. It's not called attack. But there's an attack check, which is when you make an attack with some sort of weapon to deal damage. And there's a spell attack. A spell attack makes an attack with a spell for the purpose of dealing damage. Area of effect, single target, who cares? It's an attack with a spell, right? So those are attacks. Those are attacks. Like together, those share the multiple check penalty. So if you shoot a spell and you make an attack with a spell and then you swing your sword, it's attack. That's it. Like attack. I see you, Lincoln. But the second attack, whichever one it is, would trigger the multiple check penalty. That's the entire purpose of the multiple check penalty, is to stop and avoid I attack, this like repetitive gameplay, right? So very clean and nice. But also what that means is there are spell checks. There are spell attacks and there are spell checks. A spell check is for a heal spell, a bless spell, a dominate mind control spell. Those are spell checks. So now spellcasters have spell attacks and spell checks to do different kinds of magic on their turn if they want. Or they could still do all attacks or all whatever, you see what I'm saying? And then marshals have possible dual wielding if they want, or attack checks and martial checks. Bang, oh, bow, wow. It's a huge win-win in that way. So that's been very, very cool to see that. So I think it inspires a diverse gameplay and all of that, right? And that dual wield does still prevent the dual wielding's unchanged. You can absolutely have your dual wielding for attack checks. You make an attack, you can make another attack. That's fine. That's unaffected as far as what I just said, right? That's dual wielding. Marshals can do that. Cool, right? So there we go. Love that. Love that. Now, second thing, attack. Hydration check. Okay, so second part is spell focus. A spell focus. Spell focuses. Spell foci, if you want to be fancy, right? So how spell focuses work, how spell foci work, is, do you guys like the weapon system, the custom weapon system where you have weapons and they have weapon properties and you have like two points and you can spend those 2 points to like add impact or guard or silent and other types of things to your weapons, right? So if you like the weapon system, and it's one of the biggest things, when we released the weapon system, it was wild how much, of course we like it. I'm sorry. What's a rhetorical question, I guess, my bad. I'm not taking it away, don't worry. We are releasing spell focuses to be the mirror to the weapon system for marshals. Marshals have a weapon system with weapon properties that grant cool things. Spellcasters have spell focuses with weapon properties, with spell focus properties that grant cool things. So you are going to be able to have, now spell focuses have, you get 1 point and you can have a spell focus. You can have 2 spell focuses. You can have 1 in each hand, right? If you want to, but then keep in mind, you have 1 in each hand, your hands are occupied. Careful. Your spell focus could be a power crystal. Your spell focus could be 2 twin crystals. Your spell focus could be a book that you need 2 hands to flip pages through. And so it counts as for both hands if you want to do that. Or you have to hold it in your hands and the pages flip in front of you. You have a wand as a spell focus. You could have a staff, a 2-handed staff. You shall not. You see what I'm saying? So stay with me though. The spell focus are going to have spell focus properties. I'm not going to reveal them right now, but they exist and we're dialing them in and I'm going to be able to present them somewhat soon. But the spell focus will have spell focus properties that are worth a certain amount of points and you can make your own. And on that note, there'll be a couple of options with 1 point and they're each worth 1 point. And if you want to, you can turn a spell focus into a 2-handed spell focus, and then it could possibly grant you 2 points worth of spell focus points to be able to take on the negative weapon property of occupying both hands, right? Even something, I'll tease 2 of them. One of the 2 point, it costs 2 points for this spell focus property. So the 2-pointer, which requires both hands. I'm talking, you can describe that as a staff you're wielding and like, you can describe it as 2 wands where you just go like that. 2 power crystals, a book you hold in 2 hands, whatever you want to describe it. The flavor is going to be wildly open for you to describe how your 2 hands are being used to cast a spell, right? But there is, I'll tease 2 different of the properties that cost 2 points, meaning you have to have both hands for it, and that's all you can do. You're pouring all your points into this. Bard, thank you, Jekyll Geek. Bard's weapons absolutely can be an instrument. It takes 2 hands. You get what I'm saying? Bards, hell yeah. One of the properties costs 2 points. Increase the damage you deal with spells by 1. Oh my gosh, crazy. And a second one, increase your save DC by 1. Crazy, right? So if you want to be a blaster, you absolutely can. If you want to be a control mage, you absolutely can. If you want to increase the range of your spells, if you want to be able to make them more silent or make other things like that, lots of really cool stuff that spellcasters are going to be able to customize with their spell focus that they choose, right? So super, super cool. And I see Daybell Zian's super chat right now. The Spellblade's weapon will be considered a spell focus, and the Pact of the Blade Warlock is also going to get some love for spell focus. Both of those are being given some love when it comes to the spellcaster update, right? So Yes, right? We're even talking about potentially having sorcerers have a feature that lets them take one of the spell focuses for free and like take one of the properties for free, and they just have that. I think that's a really cool way to do that for sorcerer. But anyway, I think it's gonna be pretty cool. Yeah. Also, keep in mind though, spells are gonna be getting reworked. So Firebolt. Spoiler alert, Firebolt's damage is going to be 1 damage. There's going to be a lot of different things going on as far as spells and balancing and tuning them and techniques and all that kind of stuff too. But the balance of the game, a short bow shooting an attack deals 1 damage. A Firebolt shooting an attack deals 1 damage. The Marshal can have extra weapon properties to increase that to 2 damage. Same thing for the Spellcaster, has extra spell focus properties that can increase that to 2 damage, right? So it's going to be very much balanced between the two. So stay tuned for that, right? Bolt spells will all deal 1 base damage, and you'll see where it goes from there. So I don't want people to be like, oh my gosh, now spellcasters are overpowered because their spell in the current DC20 deals 2 damage, and if you add that, that's now 3 damage. That's crazy. That would be crazy, right? Another caveat is one thing I've seen a lot is try not to apply things I say about 0.10 towards the current spells that exist in the game. Because the current spells that exist in the game are my least favorite part of the game, and the only remaining least favorite part of the game. It's the only remaining part of the game I don't like, really. It's ancient. The spells that exist in the game right now are the same spells from 0.3. The version that was never even released to you guys, right? It's crazy. Okay, crazy. So stay tuned. So there's that. There's a huge update. Huge. All right, now let me get caught up on some super chats. And while I answer the super chats, if you have a question, #question, ask up them questions, and then my monitors will scoop them up. I'll answer them as best I can in the order I get them. And then, whoa, I just missed something. Oops. Mark that as unread. Okay, now go. There we go. All right. I'll do my best. But I appreciate the super chats, and y'all jump to the front of the line. So here we go. Forbidden content. Oh no, he's too dangerous to be left alive. Oh no, he's releasing the forbidden content. I see you, Zagard. I keep saying Zagrand. Zagard. Liam, I am not the biggest fan of Daggerheart, but one thing I really like was environment stat blocks. I think it's a really cool idea. And I was wondering if you would play around with something like that. So I'm going to write that down. Environment stat blocks. I'm not familiar with that. I will look into that. Thank you, Liam. And then Kyle, I just had to share, Coach, because of your first YouTube video. My players have arrived at the Croak Kingdom and fought off an invading team of toads and their summoned skeletons. Let's go. That's awesome. First YouTube video. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate that. They're seeing the light. A DC20. Let's go. Appreciate you, Kyle, for spreading the love. Party Hardy. Got to finally be a DC20 player. My little sister DM'd for the first time. We played Beastborn stealing vegetables from a giant's garden. Silas Duck, the Duckborn Scion, got a nat 20 to blow up an onion. Just inside a telekinesis explosion. Onion everywhere. Did the onion explode and make everybody cry? And then they're blinded from the tears from the onion explosion? Oh my God, that's amazing. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Zagard says again, already loving this change. Makes the turns more interesting and less punishing for casters as they don't move nearly as much as marshals. Yep, you see it. Yep. Rex Room, as a Gish character, Stan, I confirm that how multiple check penalty is balanced as is. That how is balanced as is. I see you, Rex Room. I see what you're trying to do there, Rex Room. Appreciate you. I see you. Kisuke-kun. Thank you for the super chat. Giant lore from one of my players. 4 great families. Fee, Five, Foe, and Fum. All giants' surnames included in the family syllable. Foe, father, fumble, etc. Wow, that's great. What's so funny is that hits home to me too, because my sons love playing a game that my wife accidentally created, and then now I've joined in on Fee Fi Fo Fum, where we yell Fee Fi Fo Fum, and we chase the kids around acting like we're going to eat them. So that's super awesome. That hits home really. I appreciate that. And then Zagard again, it should be focuses because focuses remind me of boxin'. I have 2 boxin' of donuts. I don't know where that came from. Boxin'. It's like there's a comedy sketch about it, like boxin'. I don't know what it is, but I need to go look for that now. But that is a flashback there too. Full of flashbacks tonight, y'all. That's awesome. Simon, hey coach, I'm running DC20 for my local annual TTRPG convention in September. Let's go, Simon. I know you don't like dates, but what is the chances of spells being out by September? Okay, let's see. January, February, March, April, May. I don't know my months. I have to say them in order every time. So May, June, July, August, September. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's close. That is close. I have been saying 5 months is my kind of 4 or 5 months. So 50%. I'm going to say 50% chance because I've been saying 4 or 5 months. I'm going to say 50% chance. There is going to be some stuff. The metallic dragons get a little bit early. So once it gets closer to the time, see what's going on, ask here or talk to the community and see what the metallic dragons have to see what's going on there. And then you'll be able to see a good pulse check, ask the question. I mean, the closer you ask the question, the more up-to-date answer I can give you. But I hope that helps. That's really awesome, dude. It's super awesome. Zagrand again. I already have some new ideas for magic items for spellcasters. This will really power up my world building and gameplay. Coach out of 10 ranking. A coach out of 10. Whoa. What is how do I even process that? I have to thank you, Zagrand. I do love the love to the spellcasters though, for real. I think it's gonna be great. Will Spellblade's weapon? Okay, yep, and I got you already, Dibbles Ian. And then Joe Am, loving it. Catch you on the VOD later, bro. Catch you later, bro, Joe. Catch you later, Joe, bro. Later. Appreciate you, dude. T-Dog, gonna be running my first con game for DC20. Wish me luck. What con, T-Dog? What con are you running the DC20 at? I need to know. I want to know these things. That's so awesome. Is anybody else going to Gen Con and is going to be running DC20 at Gen Con? I need to know because I'm going to be at Gen Con and I want to freaking crash in on some of these things. Jeff Bengal, how about options for summoning a familiar to give some of the benefits of a custom spell focus? To give some of the benefits of a custom spell. Oh, interesting. Having a familiar have a property that grants a spell focus. That's interesting. I feel like that might be. That's interesting. Could that be summoner territory? I'm gonna make a note of that. That's cool. Spell. We're gonna say spell focus. Properties on a familiar. Yeah, that's interesting. I think that's a talent. They made a talent. I don't think it's. Oh yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. I don't think that's a base version of the game. I don't think that should be a base part of the game, but I do think it's really cool. And then Jekyll Geek. If kobolds are gnome dragons, what are halfling dragons? Also, when dark vision getting buffed, spell dueling Vapor Light. What? When is dark vision getting buffed? My poor Vapor Light. My dark vision still will not be touched until there are magical darkness spells in the game. And my current stance on dark vision is I don't think dark vision is too strong. I think dark vision is great where it is because it's rare. It's worth ancestry points. There's ancestry points that give you defense bonuses. There's ancestry points that can do some powerful stuff. And dark vision, I mean, is a valuable ancestry thing that you can pick up if you want to. There's ways to get it. So I don't think it's overpowered right now. And then halfling dragons have not been named yet, but basically imagine like a more almost like a if a kobold's like a kind of like a more not slimy, but a more like feral version, the halflings would be like a happy dragon with like large eyes and like cute features and stuff possibly. The halfling dragons have not been named or fully expanded on yet, but that's my current vision of them. Is they would be like a kobolds, just kind of like gnomes and halflings are like the smaller ancestries for the immortal races. Same thing, kobolds and whatever they were called would be like the smaller ones, but one would be like more cute and more accepting and like nice to people. and the other one would be like more like, oh, they're the sneaky ones that are kind of like they set traps and mischievous and all that kind of stuff. Kind of like goblins are a bit more in that way as well. And gremlins are like the halfling. Yeah, I'm going down some rabbit holes. But hopefully that answered your question. And Latte Lord super chats, doesn't even say anything, just super chats $5. Thank you, Latte Lord. I'll get myself a latte with that. Thank you, bud. Super Creator. Have you considered how unnesting conditions has affected weapon types? For example, swords are nerfed because being prone doesn't cause exposed. Yes, fully aware of that. And after I took a step back from seeing some of those changes, I think I like it. Because technically swords having exposed is already pretty good. Swords having exposed is pretty nice. Lots of things cause exposed. If you get a natural one on an attack check or save, you get exposed. So there's different ways that enemies can just become exposed. So it's already really good in that way. And having prone not cause that, you know what I'm saying? I think it's not too bad. I have not seen an instance where I'm like, oh, that breaks. Oh, I don't like that. Ooh, I think in most ways it balances better. It lands better, if that makes sense. And then Pete F. Any old forgotten spells you would like to bring to DC20? I'm old school and miss Chariot of Cistern. Whoa, I've never seen that. I am not old school. I have only played 5th edition. But every single spell in 5th edition is being combed through and kind of scanned through. So that's not going to hit. And then we've also already came up with new spells that haven't existed in anything that I've seen. But again, I haven't seen much. So maybe it is, because I have no idea what Chariot of Sistar is. But yeah, expect there to be some pretty cool spells as well. But yeah, that's all I'll say on spells. I could go down a rabbit hole in that one. But Liam, what's up? Love the spell focus. However, one worry I have is that spell focus will be mandatory to be a caster. They're not mandatory as far as that goes. In the same way that weapons aren't mandatory, if that makes sense. There's no reason not to have a spell focus, and as part of casting a spell, you can describe a spell focus in lots of different ways to be able to amplify your powers. But you don't have to. You can still cast spells without it. You just would have maybe less range, or you have maybe one less notch of a thing that might not even come into play. For example, one of the spell focus improvements is a +5 increase of range to your spells. Is that game breaking? No. Is it nice to have? Yeah, it's really nice to have. And having a spell focus is better than not having a spell focus. So there's really not a reason to not use it, unless you're just not wanting to use it for some other reason. Like, why are you? My question to you is, why don't you want to use a spell focus? Would be my question. But you also don't have to have a spell focus to cast spells. To be clear on that, you can cast spells without a spell focus. I know D&D, like that's not, there's weird things going on there for that. And then Jeff Chambers, 10 gifted memberships. Thank you, Jeff Chambers. Dang, dude. Thanks, Jeff Chambers. Let's go. Appreciate you, dude. And then wait. Am I behind? Wait. Did Bardic Aggravation? Did Bardic Aggravation slip through the cracks? Wait a second. I swore I saw something from Bardic Aggravation on the corner of my eye. I don't know. Maybe I missed it. But I have some stuff to say about Bardic. Did I miss Bardic Aggravation? Didn't they donate 50? Did it already slip through? What's going on? Did it 50 gifted? Of course. Yep, I was right. 50 gifted for Bardic Aggravation. Oh, there it is. 50 gifted from Brandon for Bardic Aggravation. Freaking Brandon did it again. Another cool thing. Me and Bardic Aggravation are going to be playing DC20 together, but we're still working out some stuff. On that, so stay tuned for that. I don't want to spoil anything just yet. We need more information, but stay tuned because we're gonna be playing some cool stuff. And then I already said Dable's Ian. Oh yeah, already got that one. Latte Lord got that one. And then Jeff Chambers with 10 gifted memberships. Appreciate you, Jeff. You're another one. Who's consistent gifters, bro. Give them back to the community. Appreciate it, dude. Appreciate it. Simon again. Thanks, coach. Here's hoping I can run with new spells. I'm working on it. We're really dialing things in. And then T-Dog in Phoenix, Arizona, Fan Fusion. I've never heard of Fan Fusion. Phoenix, Arizona, come visit and play. Whew. I do plan on, once DC20 is done, I fully plan on going to more conventions. I think that would be really fun to do. So sweet. Phoenix, Arizona, Fan Fusion. Never heard of that one. Nice. Red Panda, 4:45 EST comes quick. Heading out a bit early, but just want to send some love before I go. Thank you, Red Panda Games. Man, Red Panda makes me so, I don't know, it's something about that icon. It's just a red panda. It feels like so fresh. I just want to give you a big hug, dude. Appreciate you. Is that weird? Ignis Fiend. Hey, Coach, I want to use the new Collector Demon. Ooh, level 5 legendary. I wonder if it would be appropriate to put against 3 level 2 player characters. I'm concerned about getting 2 legendary actions per PC. It'd be able to summon 3 shadows per round. Ooh. So a level 5 legendary creature should not go against 3 level 2 player characters. Just for the record. A level 5 legendary creature could go up against 4 level 5 characters. Yeesh. Careful. The monster system in DC20 is very straightforward. So if you had a level 5 legendary monster, as a stat block as it is, level 5, I'll say this. A level 5 monster could go up against a level 5 player. And if you had 4 level 5 players, they could go up against 4 level 5 monsters. It's the same, right? But a level 5 legendary monster is designed to be a boss for a party of 4 of that level. You know what I'm saying? Now, you could be 4 level 4 characters, and that would be more difficult, and it'd be harder, and that's more deadly and all that kind of stuff, right? But 3 players is already 1 less than what you should have. Level 2 is half the level that you should be. So they might die. Might die if you know what I'm saying. So you gotta nerf the level 5 legendary creature. You can nerf take its base damage down by 1, take its health down by like 50, maybe 50%. 3 level 2 players, I'd say a level. If you're trying to do something like that, it should probably have 3 level 2 players. It should probably have like 15, 17, 18 health, depending on how big of how optimally your players are playing. I don't know some of the things there. And then you might want to nerf its legendary actions per round, especially because there's less players and they're summoning ads, which is more action economy. So careful with that, Ignis. But hopefully that helps. Jeff Chambers, sorry, not feeling well. Had to wait till 7 o'clock my time to clock out. Catch up with the stream when I get home. Jeff, bro, Jeff's coming in sharing some love, and he doesn't even feel good. So let's share some love back to Jeff. Give him some purple hearts. Purple hearts in the chat for Jeff. Oh, let's go, Jeff. I hope you feel better, dude. And then Steve, latte for the coach and Miss Coach. I will get some I'll have to get some lattes for me and the missus. Appreciate you, Steve. And then Latte Lord messages right after that. Latte Lord says, hey, Coach, anything on the docket for buffing or reworking Sorcerer's Overload Magic? Honestly, yes. That is on. It is Overload Magic is on the radar. The potentially nerfing the 2 action points down to 1 action point, that is on the docket. I will say that's on the docket. It is one of the players at my table is a sorcerer, and I do feel like, oh man, 2 action points. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing. That's one thing there. So stay tuned for that. But if that is nerfed, they might come to they might not be able to add +5 to your spell checks. It might be +3 or you know what I'm saying? It's careful what you wish for. But there's that. That is on the docket though. Wheeler from another Bardic Aggravation bro. Could you use a decapitated 2-headed penguin as a dual wielding spell focus? Rules as written, no. Rules as written, no. It would not work. In fact, decapitating any animal and trying to use it as a spell focus wouldn't work. Unless you're some sort of twisted subclass of a druid that has that feature that is released at some point in the future when things get wild, then maybe it could work. But you're ways away from that. Wheeler and your dark penguin jokes. It's okay. It's okay, community. Don't let him get to you. I appreciate it, dude. Rolodix. I'll be playing this weekend at a Mega XP in Mexico City. What? You'll be playing DC20 at in Mexico City? Gosh, that's crazy, y'all. That's so freaking crazy to hear. That's literally so crazy to hear. Thank you, Rolodix. That's crazy. Oh man, that's so cool. Kyle, Coach, do you have any plans for your next Q&A live stream? It will be almost 1 year since the DC20 Kickstarter and couldn't be happier to having DC20 in my life. Oh, it's my only YouTube video with more to come. Oh man, that's cool. That's cool. Next live stream, I guess it is James Richard May, June. It is June. June would mark the 1 year anniversary of DC20. Maybe I should do some. Maybe I should have saved this reveal of some of these things for then. Dang it, I got too excited. But no, I don't have anything planned. But now you've said that, maybe I do. Maybe I do. Let's go. Love that. DC20 is a part of what you do now, bro. Appreciate that. Zagard. That reminds me, I need to look at the monster creation manual again. Been a hot year since I did that. Yes, and in 4 days, at the first of the month, it releases monster. Ooh, actually, I can show this. Here it is. Oh, wait a second. Is this the actual? Oh my God, it's the actual magazine. Okay, yeah. Check it out. Boom. Oh, wrong one. Whoop. Boom. There it is. There's the Beta Bestiary Volume 2. Boom. All its glory right there. Right? Oh, and there's even a comment to unbold something. We accidentally bolded something. Still making edits on it. It's almost done, right? But it's right here. It's right here. Releasing soon. But yeah, that's super cool. This is it talks about all different ways you can modify and change monsters, all this kind of stuff. So heck yeah, let's go. That's awesome. And then did that. Wait, reminds me. Look at the monster creation manual. Yeah, thank you, Zagard. And then Lunar Vandross. Hi. Have you considered using exploding dice? Perhaps D4's abilities. Love you. Stay strong. Appreciate you, Lunar. I have, there are some things and there's different things that are currently being in the works, and some of them are involving challenges with some exploding dice option possibilities for some. I think that is a cool mechanic that you can have it. Oh, I maxed it out and you can explode it. I think that would be cool. I don't know how smooth of an addition it would be, but we shall see. I'm also going to make a note to remove these notifications. Again, I keep making notes to remove notifications. I'm going to make a note of it because there's so many, and which is an amazing problem to have. So many gifted memberships, but I think this thing is distracting. This thing right here, distracting more so for you guys because I have it muted, but I just saw it on the screen for a second. So there you go. But I appreciate. Oh, and it's Aegis Virium, 20 gifted memberships. Appreciate that again. That's what 50, 60, 80 gifted memberships. Thank you, dude. Wow. Y'all are truly crazy. I've never seen this many gifted memberships, much less super chats and other stuff. When I jump in on other YouTubers live streams, this community is wild and so supportive. Thank you. Rakdos, what do you think about minor damage reduction 1? What? Minor damage reduction 1, and if you have 2 instances, you gain full damage reduction. Rakdos, what's funny is that actually was a thing for a while. Damage reduction, if you had damage reduction 1 and another damage reduction 1, it became damage reduction half. But when you say full damage reduction, are you talking about immunity? What are we talking about there, right? But that was on the docket, but we did cut it for lots of reasons. It is nice. A good example, one of the one-shot things I ran today, a creature had a vulnerability 2, and I like vulnerability 2 because it does a lot of really cool things I could get into as far as like game design stuff, but that's not as fun of things to talk about. But you were down a similar rabbit hole, but we just exited that rabbit hole. And then Liam, thoughts on having templates like fire, ice, snow, or zombie that can be placed over a monster, change them. Liam, first of all, Liam is still super good at getting questions. Wait, what? Mr. Rex is here? Hold up. Mr. Rex is here. Where's Mr. Rex? No. You're not going to sneak into my chat, Mr. Rex. Is Mr. Rex in here? You sneaky guy. And then, yep. Okay. Yep. I see you. We just played. Me and Mr. Rex just played the game today. Zack the Barbarian. Zack, there it is. Zack the Barbarian. Wait, there he is. Look behind me. That was crazy. But what was I even saying? I was talking about something. I got distracted. Mr. Rex distracted me. Templates, yes. So monster templates are absolutely something that's going to be in DC20. There will be a dragon template, an undead template, a zombie template, all that kind of stuff, right? There will be you can add on top of any monster to make it feel like that monster. Yes, and each template will have a certain amount of value to it, so you know how much more stronger the monster will be if you have that template on there. Absolutely, it's all going to be taken care of. Yes. So Mr. Rex says, I like the idea of a feature called When Things Get Wild that lets you use decapitated heads as a spell focus. So there's so Mr. Rex is homebrewing for DC20 right now, and it's going to add a feature or a talent that says when things get wild. And if the Dungeon Master says that things get wild, that then and only then is when you can use decapitated heads of animals. Wow, that is dark, Mr. Rex. You and Wheeler are synced up. And then Zack, Mr. Rex appears when the lore trees can be found. Yes. I'm going to be talking with Mr. Rex about the dragon lore in DC20. So we'll see what he thinks about that, because he is the lore master. He's where I get all my lore from. So heck yeah. All right, now I'm caught up on the super chats, and I can go to the questions that were asked a bit back. Wait a second. Am I here at 520, 527? There it is. All right. Sniff Test has a question. How difficult would it be to get a markdown version of the rules? Oh, that would be very difficult right now. That only exists for the different companies that I'm working with for VTTs currently is the only thing how that works right now. You would have to email me for like why or what's going on there. But we can figure out what you want for markdown rules and see what the situation is there to see what we can get done for you. But there's that question. Very specific question. I got you. And then Charlie Wolf. Wait. Okay. Oh, okay. Stephen Tomsky. What? Stephen Tomsky. I know a Stephen Tomsky or Tomsky. Agenith. Stephen Tomsky. Do you know me, bro? Wait. Tomsky. Did I play basketball with a Tomsky? Or is that a student I used to have? Oh my God, I'm freaking out right now. Anyway, maybe you're a completely different person, but anyway. Oh, wait, sniff test. Okay. Question, sneak peek of a 1-point property. I did give you a sneak peek of 1-point property, is increased spells range by 5. Increased a range spells range by 5. There you go. And that's right now. That's the beta version of that, right? So it's not fully official that, but there you go. And then cool. Do spell blades, bound weapon work as focus hat? Yep, I answered that one. Yes. Flame. That's from Aaron Frankhouse. Flame Master 500 says question: max HP at level 10 Barbarian has 42. What? Oh. Level 10 Barbarian has 42. So it'd be what? 8, 9, and then 3 every level. 3 times 9 is 27. 27 plus like 10, 37. So 42 is possible. With the rough math, I got landed on 37 plus or minus, but I'm maybe forgetting some pieces, and then ancestry potentially and other things like that. So there's that. So yeah, like 40-ish health for a level 10 barbarian. And then okay, cool. Hector has a question. How could you make a man catcher polearm? What? Man catcher polearm in the DC20 weapon system? What's a man catcher polearm? What's a man catcher polearm? What is a man catcher polearm? And then we got another super chat. Isaiah Chadwick, any chance there will be fillable monster blocks as part of the next month's magazine? Next month's magazine, no, but that is something that I am wanting to release a Notion form fillable thing on, and a actual form fillable thing on for monster stat blocks. That is something I want to do. It's one of the things on the list. But we were focused on more so the mechanics of making them instead of like tools and templates like that. But that is on the docket. That's a good question, Isaiah. A hole on a stick with spikes? What? A hole? It's a grapple staff. Okay, like a dog cat. Oh, I see. So A man catcher pole. You already could do that. I feel like you can already. There's a net property already. I feel like I feel like you could do that because there's already reach. The weapon system can make so many. Hydration check. Thank you, Fred. And then you could be a hunter and use a hunter strike and snare. You see what I'm saying? Let's go. Can we customize? We can customize weapons, armor, shields, spell focuses, or potions next. There is a poison system and an alchemy potion system, but I doubt that those will be in the core rules. That's probably going to be the crafting system type territory is what you're talking about there, Liam. I see you though, Liam. And then Derowan. Wait. Will focus need to be attuned? No. You do not need to attune to a focus, Damian Spence. I got you. And then Deronan. Any plan to look at the disparity in ability of requiring MP to SP? Right now, you can acquire the same amount of MP as in the class tables from talents and path points. Right now, you can acquire the same amount of MP in the class tables from the path and so one thing I'll say is the amount of stamina and mana that you have is going to change in .10. It's not going to be a huge change, but they are mana and stamina have been heavily mathematically calculated, and they are going to be on a similar power curve because stamina, you have less of it, but you gain and lose it. Mana, you have more of it, but it's harder to get back. And we have paced those curves out to where they are literally matching over the course of combats and stuff. So that's being looked at and will change slightly in 0.10, and also the martial, the path tables for the martial path and the spellcaster path. Those tables will be more consistent to where you'll always get one stamina, you'll always get mana, you'll always get the same thing every time. Instead of like sometimes you get a stamina, sometimes you don't. So yeah, there you go. And then Deronan, and then we are in overtime now. So I'm gonna rapid fire some questions, answer as many as I can because we'll see if I can crank them all out. Let's see. And then I'm doing the giveaway. So say something in the chat while I'm answering these questions. All you gotta do is say something once, and then or emoji, or say something, or say penguin. I don't know. Anything you say counts. And then Liam, DC20 magazine dedicated to mimics. That's very specific, and I don't know about that. It would be. Right now, I think we have plenty of more things to do for magazines instead of something so specific. But there's your specific question right there, Liam. All you gotta do is say something once, and the bot counts you for a while now, so you're good. And then cool. Then we have Ronan. Oh, Nora makes sounds. Question: are there any old DC20 magazines getting adjusted for 0.9 to 5, or do you gotta wait for the future magazine? Yeah, monsters. There's a whole the monster thing that I'm releasing right now. The monster thing that's releasing right now is updating a bunch of old monsters and adding some new ones. So this new one not only has a bunch of very valuable things to make monsters with that we're kind of still working out and getting the kinks for, that we're also going to be updating, monster starter pack and other things that are coming for the actual DC20 Kickstarter type stuff. But bunch of that stuff and new monsters with additional updates to all of the old monsters that you've been in previous releases. So technically, Nora, we're doing that right now in 4 days. Mythic Attack. Question: sacred weapon for a cleric, maybe? Sacred weapon for a cleric. Maybe? I don't know what that means, Mythic. Sacred weapon, there will be a spell in some way like that. That's going to be something like that. So I think that's what you're talking about. There is going to be some sort of sacred weapon type spell. And then, that's not me saying shh to you guys. The person's name that asked this question is shh. Question: it always feels like spells solved a niche problem and did martial damage. What's the goal of spells in DC20? Wait, solved a niche problem. It felt like spells solved a niche and did martial damage. What is the goal of spells in DC20? Oh, the goal of spells in DC20 is to that's such a I don't know what you mean by that question. The goal of spells. Each spell's goal is going to be different based on the spell. Some spells will be designed to deal damage. Some spells will be designed to revive somebody. Ritual spells. I think I've talked about ritual spells before and how cool they'll be in DC20. That's going to be a huge thing. Spells are going to be designed to be able to solve problems of like flying or gliding or changing terrain and lots of different things. So they're going to be able to be used in all sorts of ways based on which spells you want to be able to have in your loadout, right? And then Positivity Incarnate. Question, any suggestions for converting 5e spells to DC20? I'll be able to answer that question once we make spells for DC20. So right now, I cannot responsibly answer that question. But in general, I'll say if it targets one thing, it's 1 action point. If it targets multiple things, it's 2 action points. That could be my little quick 2 cents there. But there's that. And once spells are made for DC20, that question will be much easily answered. You'll literally be able to look at a spell and look at the DC20 spell and see, right? And then the last one before we do the giveaway is Jake the Beast. Question, how are these spells progressing? I'm just curious because you did show the progression of, the subclasses I was running. Oh yeah, absolutely. What a great question. Every Wednesday, let me move this here, a big picture. Every Wednesday at in the mornings, I do a Patreon live stream and we talk about this. Literally this. We go through it. Let me move myself out of the way. There we go. Yeah, that's all you need. We go through this and we talk about all the different spells. Everything in blue, you can see the little chart here. Everything in blue is in the brainstorm phase and we're organizing things, moving them into different spots. And if you see at the bottom here, and you can see all the different categories of the different spells categories we have. They're matched up to all of these different categories. They're all being left. So for example, where's one that we can do like fire, right? So fire spells, they're all the spells in D&D that are accounted for in the different ways, different types of spells that are fire spells from D&D. Organizing single target AoE, zone spells, weapon buffs and wars, miscellaneous concepts for the fire spells, how the special property for the single target cantrip will work. And then that is across the board for every single one of those categories. So the goal is blue, and this would be what I'm showing for the spell casting, the subclass example you just gave about like, well, you showed for spell classes, this is that, right? Once I get through to the point where everything is blue, some of these names are going to be gone. I've condensed things and combined certain of these concepts and all of that kind of stuff. But there we go. That is a little glimpse into there and hopefully shows a lot of what's going on behind the scenes with spells. But once we get everything blue and we see the big landscape, then we can start like making the spells and outlining them and all that kind of stuff, right? Grab your screenshots, hurry. And then we're going to do the giveaway now. Daybell Zian, thank you for fixing the martial path to have 1 SP per martial path taken. And the same thing with casters, an obstacle in my multi-class build. I see you, Daybell Zian. It's going to work out. It's going to all work out super nice. I love that. Love that just helped you out there. And then Nathaniel, will there be any way to get all magazines or buy them individually? Spreading some love from Brazil. Love this community. Appreciate you, Nathaniel. All of the magazines, I think what I'm going to do is once the 12th one releases and it hits the magazines stay on as patron only, and then 1 month after they go onto the website DC20.com, you can pick the magazines up there. I am going to do a bundle where I bundle 12 of them together to be a 1 year of DC20 and do that. I think that would be a super cool thing and do a huge discount on that. I think that'd be cool. We'll see how that looks like, but I do want to be able to have someone who just comes in out of nowhere. Let's say somebody finds out about DC20 tonight, they love it, they want to dive all in. I don't want to have to go and freaking pick and all that kind of stuff. I want to be able to try and give that back as best I can, so it's as easily accessible, right? So with that being said, let's do the winner. The winner of this live stream, as is all winners, gets a copy of DC20 and all future updates, a monster stat block or monster starter pack bundle, and Sean Pepin. That is the winner. So Sean Pepin, go over to Discord, message a moderator. Their names are in red, and they will hook you up. If you back the Kickstarter, they'll hook you up even more. If you already have DC20, you're going to get more stuff. So congrats, Sean Pepin. Put that pep in that step and stay creative. That was a pretty good one. That was a pretty good one. I don't know if I've ever had a smoother, but now I'm talking about it, so it's less smooth. So shut up. Stay creative. Think outside the box. Love y'all.